Good morning. Welcome to Mantra 108. We're in day number 8 of our practice. No, we're in day number 9 of our practice. This wonderful practice of Auṁ Śrīm Mitraya Namaḥ. So this practice helps us to harmonize our discordant relationships. Good morning, 𝐀𝐮𝐦. Harmonize our discordant relationships by returning to a place, by returning or by tuning into a place that transcends or precedes this or any embodiment. So we're really connecting on that greater consciousness level for this mantra. Good morning, Michelle. So I try to chitty chat and say good morning to everybody to wait for anyone who wants to join so that we can get into the juicy stuff. So big hugs to you, 𝐀𝐮𝐦. So with that in mind, I hope that everybody's doing well. Gosh, we're in day 50-something of our containment, our social containment. And so this is almost becoming the new norm. We're all learning how to live our lives within the constraints that we currently have. So, good morning, more hugs to you too. So anyway, in talking about our relationships, in chanting this wonderful relationship mantra, I always advise, I've been advising and I counsel myself to really do some self-study and to figure out what are the actions that I can be taking to improve relationships in my life, especially those that might be a little discordant. And so I've been reading to you some passages from this book about the yamas and niyamas, the ethical principles of a yoga practice. Good morning, Karen. And so we talked, we've been talking about svadhyaya. Recently we've been talking about svadhyaya. We talked about ahimsa, doing no harm. We talked about asteya, non-stealing, and all of the ideas around that relative to our relationships. Now we're talking about svadhyaya, self-study. Good morning, Pierce and Holly. So today I want to talk about ego and being a witness. Not getting caught up in ego, but instead being a witness to our own actions, our own thoughts, the way we move through life. So let me read a little bit to give you some context here. So Deborah says, she's talking about the role of the ego. The ego takes an event that the senses bring into our awareness and makes it personal. For instance, the senses may bring in the information that a dog is barking. The ego makes it personal by saying, I hear a dog barking. Then this message further gets entangled with the value judgment we place on that event. We will have an opinion about the dog barking based on our experience. So I might be annoyed at the noise, or I may tremble in fear because of a past experience where I was attacked by a dog, or I might rush to the dog so that I can pet him, remembering a childhood pet that I adored. So we can see from this example how the ego takes ownership of a neutral experience by making it mine, and then colors it from the box of past experience. So what I like to call this is wrapping a story. We wrap a story around events. An event may be very, very neutral and mean nothing, but hi, Bianca, good morning. But we attach our stories to these events, and that's where we get into some problematic territory. So Deborah further says, this process is how the mind is designed to function so that we can have the experience of separateness. It is important that we have that experience as embodied humans, right? This experience of separateness, it is the ego that allows the experience of a walk in the park, or the taste of fine chocolate, or a telephone conversation with a friend. These are individual experiences that we value and appreciate. Where things get messy, she says, is when the ego forgets that its function is to organize the self, and instead it begins to believe that it is the self, that it is the boss of us. When this happens, we get stuck in the I of being separate. We make our belief system the model of reality. Our own belief system, we make that the model of reality. So our belief system is not wrong or right, but it is constraining. When we identify with these constraints, we run on old habits and we consent to being less than we are. The path of growth is not a straight line. It doesn't look anything like what we think it should look like, perhaps. In fact, often our belief system of what growth looks like is the very thing that stops our growth. What we think we know stops our inquiry. It stops us from being curious. So the Buddhists remind us to have a beginner's mind, to know that we don't know. In this stance of humility, then the door opens to learning and to revelation. So when we think about that relative to relationship, which is what we're chanting about, this ability to harmonize and find new perceptions, new understanding about a discordant relationship that we might have. So if our ego is constantly wrapping stories around our experiences within that relationship, or the experiences of the relationship of groups of people, then we are forgetting who we really are. Divine consciousness, that's who we are. And we're thinking that we are only the stories that our ego tells us. So that's why this is important in thinking about the relationships. So then I want to speak to you. So we kind of acknowledge what the ego is, what its job is, and how it can get in the way when we wrap our ego stories around things. But then there's this other thing that we call the witness, and the witness can be very powerful. So I'll read a little bit more from Deborah here. Culturally, we are shaped to constantly engage in fixing and analyzing ourselves and others, of course. As I watch myself and listen to others talk, I find this to be fundamentally true. I am always hearing things like, if I just fix this, then I'll be okay. Or I know this isn't a very good thing about me, but I'm working on it. So it seems we all have an obsession to fix ourselves, and our attention is wrapped up in our shortcomings. In the Western culture, we tend to analyze and fix and control just about everything. This is so true. If we don't like something about ourselves or our lives, we keep trying to figure out what is wrong and then fix it, all the while maintaining control to keep things as smooth as possible. Translation, to keep things just the way we like them. Eastern thought has a different idea about this. East parts ways with West at the point of needing to understand and fix. It is here that Eastern thought introduces us to the idea of the witness. The witness is our ability to watch ourselves act and respond. It is our ability to watch our thoughts and our emotional disturbances. This ability is what gives us clues into our matrix of belief systems. It is how we know ourselves and the stories that run us. The witness is our ability to watch the ego rather than identifying with the ego. The profoundness of this watching is that we begin to know ourselves as something different than who we thought we were. It is this ability to watch that begins to bring healing to our lives. And then finally, she notes a little story about a son who is looking into a river, and he sees that the river is very polluted. And the son asks his father if the river is polluted. And the father responds, "The river itself is pure. The river is only carrying pollution." So our minds are like the river. Our minds are carrying the pollution of the ego, the pollution of the stories that we wrap around the events in our lives that our ego makes up for us. And the river is completely unpolluted, and that's our true self. Our true self is that we are divine consciousness embodied. And so that true self is not polluted. And if we become more of the witness to our lives, then we begin to see the stories that we wrap around the events in our lives. We begin to see how our ego really does affect what we're doing, and certainly does affect our relationships. So if we can be more of a witness in our relationships rather than being egocentric in our relationships, that can be very helpful. And so I see that Paula is with us, and she's asking what book I'm reading from. So this book is called The Yamas and Niyamas, Exploring Yoga's Ethical Practices. And the author is Deborah Adele. There are many books about the Yamas and Niyamas, of course. We've read many, I'm sure. We have many in our bookshelves, much like I do. But this is one of my favorites because it just gives such practical information, and it's written from a woman's perspective, and I love that. So it's a little less authoritarian and dogmatic, you know, and it's a little bit more open-hearted, I think, than some of the translations I've read. So now we'll begin our practice, this beautiful mantra that helps us to, on a much grander level, this helps us to smooth these discordant relationships, to transcend and precede any of our ego embodiment. It gets to a much higher level and allows us to bring healing and a new perspective to our troubling relationships. So grab your mala beads. I will turn our little electronic tempura on so we have some drone in the background. Close your eyes. Rest through your crown, make yourself a little taller. Relax your shoulders. Soften your skin and your muscles. Soften your heart and invite the witness to be present today through your day. Invite the witness who can help you understand yourself better, understand others better, laugh at yourself, enjoy yourself, enjoy your human foibles, and not judge yourself for them. So let's invite that witness in. And we'll take an inhale together to begin. Auṁ Śrīm Mitrāya Namaḥ. 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 Auṁ Auṁ Śrīm Mitraya Namaḥ. 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 Auṁ Śrīm Mitrāya 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Aum. Sit with the vibration of your sound. That brings us to the end of our practice today. And I will be with you again tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. We will talk a little bit more about how we can create action in our lives, how we can create observances in our lives, how we can create a witnessing in our lives to help us with these relationships that might be a little discordant or a little disharmonious for us. All right, thanks for being here, everybody. I will see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Love to all.